starting opportunity on the weekend. You must have been happy with how you went.
Yeah, it was a good opportunity for me, get my starting debut. Been at the Tars for a little while and then having that break and then coming back. It was refreshing to get on the field and play for 80 minutes and yeah, happy to keep building on that and going on to this next week against the Blues.
Was that your first starting role?
Yeah, first starting game, yeah.
And you must have been happy with your combination with the midfield of Walton and Izzy?
Yeah, it's always good playing outside Izzy. He's obviously a very handy player, very powerful in contact. Yeah, it's good to play outside him and with Jorgo as well. Hopefully we can keep building off that. Our midfield this week, obviously making some good plays and hopefully we can connect better in our zone through the middle. Yeah.
You certainly put your best foot forward. I suppose the goal for you now is to keep that number 11 jersey.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about this week or anything like that. The team hasn't been announced yet, but hopefully I can just keep taking opportunities going forward, whether that's starting or come off the bench. You know, just doing everything I can for the team and putting in good performances each week.
And I was going to say, can you just talk us through that your journey back to rugby union? Sort of, did you reach out to DC? Did he reach out to you? And what was the that key box you wanted to look to tick when you're sort of coming back with the Sky Blue jersey?
Yeah, well, in the pre-season last year, during November, I was obviously at the Tigers and thought I was going to be there for another year. Everything sort of happened pretty quick. So DC reached out, and I didn't know it was an option at the time. But as soon as he reached out, I jumped at it and come in here probably the next day after he reached out, just have a look at the new facility. I hadn't been at this facility yet, so come in and stand with the boys, and obviously all the boys I'd already known, and it was good to connect with them again. And yeah, I just jumped at the opportunity when he reached out, and I know we had a lot of depth here with Mark and Peachy, but I just wanted to add to that and just do what I could for the team and hopefully keep taking them opportunities.
Lots of talk last week before the game that if you lost after beating the Crusaders, you'd be back to square one. Where does the team sort of feel? Do you feel like you're taking a step back, or are you still improving? Or where's the team at?
Yeah, no, we're still building. We've still got a lot to offer in this competition. It's only round 3. It was only round 3 last week, and you know that was a game that we could have won. We probably should have won it, but you know we just take our learnings from that. Moving on to this week against the Blues, you know I got a few things we took out of that game. So especially that start in that second half. You know we want to start a lot faster in that second half. And I think that will set us up towards the back end of the game, especially when our finishers come on to do a real good job there. So hopefully to do that this week against the Blues. Yeah.
So can you rally around a guy like Tane after a big moment like that where he kicks a winner and just fades away at the end?
Well, we had quite a few opportunities to win that game. It didn't just come down to his kicking towards the end of the game there, but Tane, he's a professional and he'll bounce back pretty quick from that. You know, he will take his learnings throughout the game, and you know he works on his kicking game every day. He works hard at that, and that was just an off kick for him.
How's Peach going with his eye? Is he back training, or is he still suffering a bit of difficulty there?
No, he's back training. He had a run, I think, just early last week. He was back on the field a bit yesterday when we did an install, so I think he's ready to go this week, and he'll be up for selection. So.
Yeah, it sounds like Curtly's going to have a run for Remick this week. Your thoughts on him back at the Galloping Greens? And it sounds like he's pushing for a pro rugby deal. Do you think he'd be welcome back here if it ever came to that?
Yeah, 100%. He went through whatever he needed to go through, and he's come out the other side. And I heard that he was down at Remick on the weekend, so he trained there on Thursday or whatever, something like that. But yeah, I'd love to see him back in the game. He's a very good player, and I've always looked up to someone like Curtly. Yeah.
Is he still viewed as like a leader of Indigenous players? Like there hasn't been a lot of Wallabies come through since Curtly who are Indigenous. Can you just talk through what sort of esteem he's still held in, and like whether you feel like it's more Indigenous players coming through, or there's not enough, or just your thoughts on that at the moment?
Yeah, I've always looked up to Curtly. Like he was one of the only Indigenous players that I sort of knew coming through rugby when I was growing up. I'm pretty close with him, and I think with Peach and myself here, hopefully we can get more Indigenous players in Super Rugby. There's not many of us, and we're just paving the way for others to come through, and hopefully with success and whoever's the next Indigenous Wallaby, hopefully we can just build that for the future.
Can in that starting number in replacing Peachy? I know you two are quite close. What's the sort of unique feelings around that? Can you just sort of talk about relationship with him?
Yeah, we're very close. Come through sevens together. We've known each other for quite a long time. Yeah, we're just best mates. Like, we're off the field very close, and we just help each other's game, doing extras together. And you know, if whoever gets the opportunity, we're happy for one another. You know, we're just going to keep building. And you know, if I'm off the bench this week or whatever the team is, we're just going to keep building together.
So on the Blues, in that back three, you got someone like Martelita, Caleb Clark, two of the more sort of explosive in the comp. Just what's the sort of non-negotiables about sort of shutting them down?
Yeah, very powerful. Caleb Clark, yeah, he's a top winger. They're both top wingers. Their back three is very powerful and skillful. So we just got to go towards contestable kicks, not give them too much time in the backfield to counter attack on us. We'll try and do our job best we could on them. So we'll just try and shut them down without the contestables.
Triston, your first experience since your return to playing at Allianz in front of a home crowd, what was that buzz like? And obviously you're looking to play in front of the bigger crowd this week as the team builds momentum. Yeah,
that was really awesome to be back at Allianz. You know, we heard the crowd. There's a big crowd there for us, and hopefully we can get an even bigger crowd this week. It always helps when we're winning, and we're very close to winning on the weekend. So hopefully this week we put in another big performance and we can get on top, and we just keep bringing that crowd. You know, there's such an awesome feeling playing at Allianz at home. So this week we'll hopefully get a bigger crowd.
What was DC's demeanour like? Was it different to the Crusaders game? Like, did you feel pleased that you guys were with a chance here at the end, or frustrated that you couldn't put them away, or what was he like compared to before?
No, he was obviously positive. You know, we did hang in there in that game, but I think he was more so disappointed in our start in the second half. You know, it's been something that we've been trying to work on the last 3 games. Coming out after the half time, you know, we need to capitalise better there. And it was positive, and he knew that we stuck in there, and those tough moments for us. Around the 60-minute mark, we let him back into the game with a try, and he was just pleased that towards the back end of that game we did work for that penalty and put ourselves in a position to win the game with the kick. But you know, it's just a skill error that we had there at the end.